Alright, there we go. We got everything up and running now. Sorry for the few minute delay. I wanted to be sure that everything is copacetic. Alright, so we're continuing where we left off. Half-Life. How have you guys been dealing with quarantine? Alright, there we go. We got everything. There we go. I don't know how you guys are handling it, but I'm not doing too bad. I guess probably because I'm already an introvert, which is the only time anyone will ever hear me say that. Yeah, your mother's ugly as fuck. Alright. Bitch, now you got me in a mood. Ugh. Ugh. Half-Life. What am I doing here? Load game. Blast pit. Yeah. So, coronavirus. I know many of you cooks out there, like me, are probably stuck at home. Honestly, you know I can go get a job at a supermarket right now, or Amazon, or any of the millions of places that are talking about hiring people left and right. But in all honesty, I feel like that's stupid. Don't get me wrong, money is stupid too. I'm like going on the street mainly because the spread of the virus is far too easy in the future. Many of you who eat out, many of you get sick, just a common cold. It's passed around a lot through, restaurants and kitchens, and I'm gonna die.
No! Get it off me! Get it off!
So yeah, just walked right into that one, huh? But kitchens are, they're petri dishes of colds, because we don't take care of our restaurant workers at all. Insurance is expensive and hard to come by in some jobs. We just, I guess this is a time now that we're beginning to realize how we don't take care of people in this country and how we suffer. And soon about to be something far worse. Alright, let's go on topic. We are here to kill this. Confirm the test. Got no power, that's right. I need a fuel and oxygen mixture, power, and I test it, and we kill this bitch. Alright, and in the meantime, I've got to stay out of that area or keep a low profile. Sitting forward to get a better view. That's good stuff. Sorry, I'm just changing some windows, doing some stuff, make sure that I'm able to read comments and chats properly. Mute. Okay. Back in the game. So yeah, I've got to avoid that. Who are you? You can you give me something? I think the grenades delay it, if my memory serves me. Yes. Delays it. For what? Where they're gonna go? Like, as I said at the beginning of the last stream before we started this one, I said this is going to take a lot of lives. We're going to have to practice too, so that doesn't. I've officially played this not long ago, but like really played it and beat it 15 or 20 years. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Almost 20. Doing better than I thought I was gonna do. Where are we at here? Doing a great job. But you know she didn't mess with me. Plenty of shotgun rounds. I don't want to come in. That was satisfying. He didn't even know what to do. I just dropped in. Like, he was like, "Is that a guy? That's a guy." So I have also managed to get a natural selection. I've told you guys about the game before. I've really been trying to figure out how I'm going to work with that. I mean, well, first off, I've got it. I've got the actual files and everything. But it crashes when I'm joining a server. So I've got to do some troubleshooting to get it to work. So obviously I'm not going to show that game to you guys tonight. Guess he didn't do any damage, that's weird. So yeah, I've been trying to figure out how I want to do that, because I want you guys to see it. To me, you know, I've been playing Half-Life since it came out, since very early versions of Half-Life, since Counter-Strike was a mod and not a game you bought. Natural selection to me is the pinnacle of what it became. Natural selection was the best I ever saw Half-Life modders do. And yeah, I love Counter-Strike and Day of Defeat, especially being a huge World War II buff. But in all actuality, I mean, the gameplay, the ingenuity, just everything to me felt it was at its peak with natural selection. It is a very creative game. I mean, I bet I sound ridiculous trying to explain. So I've probably talked about it before, but why not give you guys a refresher course? So natural selection is a game where you. So imagine like Half-Life graphics. So Natural selection is, think of Counter-Strike, where you've got two opposing teams. One team is a team made of aliens, and the other team is a team made of Marines. And this is futuristic kind of sci-fi, alienish kind of feel to it. So yeah, you got this this sci-fi feeling to it. You know, like the movie Aliens or something like that. And aliens are alright. So you choose to be on one team or the other. You're either a Marine or an alien. When you're a Marine, over time you evolve technologically. I guess that's the best way of saying it. Your equipment and everything about your equipment, your weapons, everything, your armor, is all upgraded. When you're an alien, you upgrade, you evolve biologically. It's yeah. So when you're an alien, you evolve biologically. When you're a Marine, you evolve technologically. Okay, so now, as those two teams, the point of the game is to try and get the resources that are on the map, which come in these little nodes. And you want to. These are one of two cases where the teams get to build things. Let's see this quickly. So both teams get to build. On the Marine side, there's one player called a captain, and he is more of like an RTS view of the game. He looks down on the entire map and places objects for the Marines to build. Then you have the aliens, which, like I said, they evolve biologically. So they're all required to have what they call a gorge, which is, I mean, the best way of describing many of these animals, I'm going to do the best I can, but a gorge is kind of like a pot-bellied pig that can build things, and it's gross, and it spits, you know, like junk and crap, and, you know, it doesn't do much damage. Its main priority is to build. So, but aliens kind of evolve a little differently than Marines do. Marines, they evolve all at once. You know, when the commander builds something that evolves people's stuff, you kind of go and pick it up, or, you know, you change this or modify that, or just any other number of things. So, aliens kind of evolve individually. You choose what you want to evolve. Do I have to go again? Yes. That's it. If it was really bad, I wouldn't. But. So yeah, as aliens you evolve individually. As Marines you kind of evolve individually. Your weapons and everything you do drop and pick up. Upgrades, you may have, you know, a weapon that someone else doesn't have faster or something like that, but for the most part, you're moving, intelligent people move in groups when you're Marines. And aliens, I've always found, are much better than soloists, you know. So there are multiple different creatures for the aliens, and explaining them is really kind of cool. The first, which is what everyone starts off as, is called dog with no hair on it, like one of the Resident Evil dogs, all bloody and messy and kind of gross, except in an alien form. And they can run up walls and across ceilings and things like that, so they're pretty cool. And they have this ability to attach a parasite to individuals and maintain a visual contact to them through the whole time. It's kind of cool, like you parasite them and then you see their life force through the wall. You can even see when they're damaged or hurt and plan your attack based on that. Then you have a Fade. A Fade is this tall, 7-foot creature with like these synth kind of blades on its hand. It moves extremely fast. It can kind of blink in and out of danger. Kind of blink in and tear you up in a couple of slashes and then disappear. Then you have Gorge, like I said, is the builder. You have a Lurk, which is winged and fly, and you actually kind of like flap. It's kind of cool. You hit, spacebar to keep flapping your wings, and you can hold it down to glide and things like that. And then finally, you have what they call an Onos, and the Onos is the big bad one. The best way it describes it looks like a rhinoceros. Yeah, I would say the kind of rhinoceros that you don't want to go near, and it can eat you whole. So it can actually run up to you and swallow you completely, and then you're left sitting there watching a digestion screen because, well, it's digesting you. So the cool thing about that, though, is if a Marine or a group of Marines kills the Onos in time fast enough, they can save you. So, and then, the Marines have tons of upgrades, from heavy weapons to shotguns to flamethrowers to heavy armor, really heavy armor, maybe take ass with it. And it doesn't really require health, it requires armor repair. So kind of how they manage it is really kind of cool. It's not die. You're fighting over this entire complex you're fighting over throughout this entire complex for resource nodes, and it's kind of, and it's like an RTS in that method that it spreads out. Oh, I have to do this. All right. It's a pain in the ass. What's up, Bob? I feel like I should try to get an extra selection tonight, even if it's in a single player game. Maybe throw a couple bots in. You guys get a basic idea how it plays.
Major fracture detected.
Oh no. Oh! That sucks. I've done this like 6 times. I just forgot that they were. Infamous crouch jump start my Half-Life, right? Anyone know? Crouch jump. It's the first game to utilize the crouch jump. Anyone know? I think it's Half-Life. I think Half-Life invented the crouch jump. I think it's even in the tutorial. I didn't do the tutorial for this, but because I'm using controls. But the very initial tutorial that gets you to do, you know, like jumping over basic things and moving forward and learning your A, S, W, and D key and things like that to control with. I think one of the things they ask you to do is crouch jump. Now I'll just resave it again once I get closer. I'll be doing this again now. Are you sure? Like, I feel like I'm supposed to be able to get into you. I feel like me leaving is not, but I don't see. I don't remember. Man, I remember right now. Oh. Ooh, see, I know how to do this. I'm just. Thank goodness. I was trying to look for Battlefield 1942 to play, but it doesn't seem to be a free copy anymore that I can find. I may even have to look through my Facebook because I believe I threw an ad up. That might have had the link for it, but so long ago. I think I have a group or a page where I have gamer friends on it and I've been updating it with, you know, places you can get for games or free plays or anything like that. No, it's not a Doom game. I don't think there's any key cards in this game whatsoever. Doom games are notorious for the key card. Color red, color yellow, but not Half-Life. Half-Life is knobs and levers and activate something here and it happens over there. That kind of crap. You ate that poor man. That's not nice. Oh! Oh my god. Tell me you guys saw that, right? Oh, I feel like it. Take that.
Depleted.
Yeah, this is Half-Life, bro. This is old school, brother. I think it's on Steam, and I think it's really cheap. Not to mention, when you get Half-Life, you get all the other games that came along with it. The mods. Counter-Strike, Day of Defeat, Natural Selection, which I've talked about. I'll have to show that one, I really will. Natural Selection was worth it. Like I said, that was a game that made me realize really quickly, oh boy.
Warning. Hazardous detected.
This is my hiding spot, and I'm not moving until the situation is drastically improved. Now go away, and don't tell anyone I'm here.
Did I do that? Oh, well, I did that. Did I do that? Like, you could have went on living a regular, good existence, but you had to go and fuck with it. And now you did.
This is
No, it's not.
Yes, let's go. This is as far as I go.
What car are you? Hey, it's just a game. You'd probably have to look at the time period that this came out, and the other games. Oh boy! I somehow managed to catch the ladder twice.
Minor fracture detected.
Oh, now. Yes, I can't do this. Go.
Major fracture detected.
That's it. Well, yeah. unit. Oh.
Minor fracture detected. Emergency. User dead.
Alright, I think I'm going to save it here. And we're going to press on. Maybe start up a natural selection and see how we do. Yeah. I like the idea of that. I'm going to do an intermission for about 2 minutes while I run to the bathroom real quick. And then I'll be right back. You guys can't see it. In the bottom hand of my corner, it says I can play these games with other people. You don't even need to own them. You'll just be able to join in. Alright, go to the bathroom. going to create a map, a very generalized map. We'll get the game started. We'll make sure everything works. The last time I played this, it crashed on me. So I don't know if that's because of any other number of mitigating factors in this, or if it's, well, because of me. And we're going to find out. I joined a server and it crashed on me, so we'll see if we get that with this. Oh, there we go. Alright, so let's get the webcam back on. Alright, so like I had said before, this game was a mod, which was completely free. A group of guys created this. They became a group called Unknown Worlds. That's who Natural Selection is by. This was their very first project. It was free, 100% free. And you just, as long as you owned Half-Life, you could play Natural Selection. And it was the same thing for Counter-Strike, Day of Defeat, Frontlines. There were numbers of Team Fortress Classic. There were countless numbers of mods that came out at the time. Some were really popular, and some weren't. This came out, I want to say, towards the later end of the mods, though. Maybe like 2002, 2003, I think my friend Dan showed it to me. So, yeah, like I said, there's two groups here, Aliens and the Marines. So I think we'll start off with Marines first. Okay, so you log in. Now, in this case, there are no other enemies. In order for me to create enemies, I have to add a plugin for it. But at least I can kind of go over some of the basics here. So, when you're a Marine, what you do is you build. This is a armory. This refills my ammunition. It can also provide me with health. If I'm damaged, I can run back to it and get some health and armor. This is the commander chair. In order to be the commander, I have to have more people in the game. But once you get into the commander chair, it gives you a top-down RTS view of the map that I'm currently running around right now. Now, I'm unfortunately not going to be able to show you how to build anything because that requires other people. But again, now that I've got this started, maybe going into another server won't be a problem. So, yeah, so each of these maps are huge. They're vast, huge maps. I wish I could remember how to pull it up. Yeah, you can also request things. Comms, requests.
I need some ammo over here.
Ammunition. So the commander can also drop ammunition on the fly anywhere in the map, as long as there are... I mean, you don't even need to be around people. I, as a commander, have numerous times put caches on the ground so that when you know my teammates run into it, all the weapons and things that they need are right there. This is a hive. This is the enemy's hive. The enemy has the ability to build 3 of them. In all the maps, there's somewhere in the map there's an ability to build a hive. And the point is to protect these hives as much as possible. Because once you get to that level 3, once you get to that 3rd hive, you're going out and you build hive 1, and then you go and you build hive 2, and then you build hive 3 with defensive biological towers all over this place. Then you are able to evolve and be the strongest alien that you can possibly be. It's awesome. And that's their way of evolving. They build these hives, and then they take the resource nodes, and then with the resource nodes is how they evolve little by little. But the hives are how they evolve very, very, very large, very quickly. It's pretty cool. Right now I'm trying to find a resource node for you guys to see. So you kind of get an idea what we're working with. And then we'll switch to the aliens. I don't think it's going to allow me to do much else than that. I'm not going to be able to show you any of the really cool stuff with the aliens because I can't upgrade or level up. I'm looking for resource node. How do I miss it? Very satisfying, weapons and guns and stuff. I love it. Very distinct. Now there is a natural selection too, and I also own that. But to be honest, while there are lots of great things about it, I prefer this one more. It sounds silly, I guess. What's not silly is the idea that there possibly isn't any resource nodes until we get into the game. So I might not even be able to show you this. This is ridiculous. Let's just disconnect and we will find a server and we'll see how we do there. That's what we're working with. Well, I mean, we're off to a decent start as it is. At least I'm... And I like these commander servers because they allow you to fight against one enemy AI. So you kind of force everyone to be a Marine. Yeah, there's one in this player and then there's me. Oh, me. That's how you had to do it back in the day. Glow plugin. Oh, cool. So you just say glow, and then your character can glow colors. That's the cool thing about these Half-Life games, where, especially for computer, there's a lot of mods. Oh, I went yellow. 6. There we go. Glowing yellow. So yeah, there's a lot of mods for you to be able to play and choose. Oh, cool. Look at all this stuff. Alright, so this is the command chair. You sit down in it, basically, and you lead stuff. What is he building? That's the armory, advanced armory. He's got turrets and things up because of the creatures. And he's got a proto lab, arms lab. You got a lot of weapons for it too. And we got a fade. Cool. That's a fade. They come really quickly, and it'll kind of scare the shit out of you. No joke. I played this game a lot, and I don't typically listen to music. Oh, jetpack graveyard. Heavy armor. Oh, you hear that satisfying march? I love that sound, I swear I do. So yeah, you play it late at night. Oh, what's that noise? That's what it is. He's not gonna get in. He's gonna die because this guy's been building. He's built a lot too. He's got a lot of stuff to build. Phase gate. I want this. Weld some of these things in base. I weld myself. Top tier anyway. Some of the plugins that they have allowed you to like weld yourself by looking down. These are just things that people have added over time. It's quite cool. Little updates, little plugin add-ons. over there. Probably in a command share over there. So we'll just keep a lot of this stuff up and working. The little tool down the bottom means that I can weld it even stronger. Good job kicking my ass. Yeah, okay, cool. I can't believe myself. I thought so. The sad thing is I won't get to show you guys what it's like to be on an alien side unless I kind of hop over and look into, you know, what they do. I guess I can do that, but it's not really that important.
Let's move out. Let's move out. Let's move out.
Points this guy has. He's not gonna kill me. I'm wearing this heavy armor. Now, if I wasn't wearing heavy armor, he would beat the shit out of me in no time. He really would. Just wop, 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 I'm dead. Like, really, that's the point of the fade, is to be able to come in really fast, take a couple of good, hard swipes, and then take off. Expecting you to come back. Alright, so one of the abilities, upgrades, is the ability to see through these walls. And I think that's really cool. You can actually see everything that's moving in real time. Oh yeah, look at it. So all these sieges up, he hasn't fired them yet. Yeah. I don't know why. So in here you can see, those are the resource nodes. That's the hive. It should allow them to build all three in here, but the computer AI has never been smart enough to really build. Those are defensive towers. They actually spit out this biological shot for the most part. These are all siege turrets. Once they're built, they automatically start firing at all these defensive buildings. They shoot through walls. The game suggests that they work on vibrations. So, you know, they just surpass the they basically shoot vibrations through the walls into the defensive buildings themselves, and they just destroy it from the inside. It's kind of cool. Now these maps are huge. They're big. Getting around is a pain in the ass in these maps. No doubt. This is one of the Marines nodes. It's a resource node. That's cool. So let me build, man. We have more than enough money here to work with. So
Command station online.
I gotta be careful because a lot of these are hotkeys, and I'm so used to using my ASW
Sentry
keys
firing.
and shit. So let's see. This is what's going on the map right now. This is the enemy's room.
Select your troops and give them orders.
This is the hive we saw and where we just came out of. All these red areas that you see are ventilations that the enemy uses to creep
Sentry
around
firing.
and drop down and through and all sorts of really cool things.
Select your
This
troops
is
and give
where
them
we
orders.
spawned. This was that corner we spawned that we kept getting all the Onoses and everything.
Sentry firing.
This is where we start. This is our starting point, our starting sentries. These are all his turrets and stuff. Yeah, pretty cool.
Sentry firing.
So it looks like here is the only way out, and he has barricaded it with this. So they're not able to get through,
Sentry firing.
and because of it, that's where they're at, right? Well, what's this room?
Soldiers are under attack.
Presentation device activated.
Remaining 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Soldiers are under attack. 3, 2, 1. Select your troops and give them orders.
So yeah, all right.
Sentry
So
firing.
we can build, and then we have advanced options, which would give us the observatory, the arms lab, the prototype lab, and a phase gate, which allows you to teleport. Here's the assists. You can drop
Select your troops and give them orders.
weapons and ammo. That's good for hotkeys. And then all the weapons and armor you could possibly need. But I believe one of the labs picks it up. Yeah, as I place them, it just ends up inside of the lab. And I can't place it outside this green circle, which is my command circle. Even though I'm not
Sentry
there,
firing.
I'm not running that command center, but you can build around the command
Select
center.
your troops and give them orders. Sentry firing. Select your troops and give them orders.
No, I was going to tell him how to change his name. Go to the console, type name, space,
Sentry
and whatever you
firing.
want. And as long as you're alive. When you're dead, you have to wait until you revive for it to process through. Heavy armor and jetpacks are already there. See, it's a shame I can't really
Sentry
show
firing.
you, because, yeah, okay, so here you do see it. So these have tech trees. And as you move along, you upgrade.
Your base
you
is
have
under
weapon
attack.
1, weapon 2, weapon 3.
Sentry firing.
Doesn't matter. Okay, so yeah, you go through like level 1, 2, 3. That's kind of how you upgrade with that.
Sentry
and same thing with the
firing.
armor. You upgrade with your armor. This lab allows you to unlock jetpacks and heavy armor. Now, building all these costs requisition, these team resources. And when you start off, like this
Sentry
guy's been at
firing.
it for a while to have 2,400. But when you start off, you have like 10. And you're getting a few at a time. You're getting one at a time. So if you're to get 10 points at a time, you're going to have
Sentry
10 resource
firing.
nodes going at a time. So,
Your base is under attack.
pretty cool in my opinion. Oh man, that's got a reach. Really got a reach.
Sentry firing.
So, and each of these buildings has different options also. Like, this is the
Sentry
observatory, I
firing.
believe. Yeah, observatory. It sights all nearby blips and uncloaks enemies within range, so enemies can be cloaked. It gives access to scanner suite,
Sentry
motion
firing.
distress upgrade, and a distress beacon. Now the scanner suite is this. You put this into a room, and it tells you in real time what creatures are in that room. It also attacks hives and other things with your siege weapons. This is the only way that your siege weapons will fire on enemy buildings, is with the sweep. So you place that scanner sweep and then
Sentry
everything
firing.
fires. Yeah. Now if all these were activated, they would all be firing at the same time. They would do some really bad damage.
Sentry firing.
Then you have phase tech, which allows you to teleport. It allows you to build the teleporters. And then finally you have motion tracking, which is
Sentry
another
firing.
research upgrade. And then you have distress beacon. You click that, and it calls everyone on
Research
the battlefield
complete.
to one single to your command center location. So all friendly players will be brought to your location at the same time. It's pretty cool. Like if you're being attacked and you need everyone who's alive to show up, I should probably explain that too.
Sentry
Life.
firing.
The way you come to life is through these infantry portals. You spawn Marines in from home. Without an infantry portal, Marines can't respawn. So keep that in mind. I've had lots of matches that have just started and the game begun, and you'd be 5 minutes in and a creature would come in and destroy the infantry portal, and then they would just start taking you out one by one, and then that's the end of the game. So, yeah. I mean, like, getting a very basic base setup is, like, key in this game.
Sentry firing.
I'm gonna log out. Go back on foot. These little siege weapons. Not that long ago, like, you would play this game and you would have full servers and people everywhere just kicking ass. Okay, I guess they don't move that. Basically ending the game while that game was going. So there we go. Bam! So now you hear that timer going down. That means aliens have to come back and rebuild before that timer ends and the match is over. And the match is over. Yeah. See, all the enemies, the aliens will die. They'll slowly start to just lose. It's cool though. So. Alright guys, so I gave you a good glimpse into natural selection. Unfortunately, I didn't really get to play any kind of big multiplayer games or anything. But Half-Life, I can play with people in Half-Life, so if you have Steam and you got nothing better to do, I mean, we are in quarantine, and the kids are probably in bed by now.